Welcome to another week of Cheers TV. My name is Ben Edwards, this is Dan Sims, and we are the Wine Guide, here to give you some independent wine advice, the good oil if you like.
Now today is all about trying to figure out what the right wine is for the right occasion. Now it's all well and good to have the right wine with the right dish, of course, but there's no point in taking a super expensive bottle of wine to just a mate's barbecue, or then again taking a pretty horrible cheapskate, clean skin or cask wine off to a very super serious and important dinner party. Isn't that right?
That's absolutely right.
Well, the most important one today is what we talk about is there was an article a couple of months back about the Governor General's cellar and the fact that they don't serve any wine over $20. Now,
I have a problem with
I have a problem with that.
Why do you have a problem with it, Dan?
Well, because in Australia we have such an important and impressive heritage of Australian winemaking. Now, for the Governor General, in such a position of power, so to speak, and in entertaining a whole range of official dignitaries from all over the world, why wouldn't you want to put some fantastic wine in front of them that is truly representative of Australia?
And that's what Australia does. The other point too is that if wine's under $20, there's a very good chance that the growers of those grapes are going to be struggling to get that wine onto the table. So somebody's winning somewhere, and I can tell you it's not the growers. So if you love Australia and you love Australian wines, maybe it's time to trade up.
So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at four wines, but two wines for, say, a little cocktail-y party, something a bit more relaxed, and then we're going to go into something a little bit more serious. So hopefully, if the Governor General's watching, she can actually get a bit of an idea of what to serve for her international friends and family.
We're going to pick the right wines for the right occasion. So the first occasion, Dan, you're going to start with the first white, I do believe.
Okay, so these first two wines is what we're talking about, a little bit more of a cocktail party. Pretty relaxed, maybe maybe have a jacket, no tie kind of scenario, okay? But still within, you want something that's accessible, drinkable and approachable that also appeals to a broad range of palates. And also
a broad range of flavours as well, because
absolutely.
you might have all sorts of different things going on.
Exactly, so these two wines, well, let's start off with the white. There's a little Dalzotto Arnaise from the King Valley. Why? Because it's got a fantastic story to it. Arnaise, not necessarily a classic varietal, but what we call an emerging varietal of Italian descent, coming from Piedmont, King Valley, lots of Italian families.
Yes, indeed.
This is a super fresh, lovely, vibrant, a little bit of pear flesh, nice and dry, good and clean and rounded, and it will appeal to a broad range of palates that's not, the normal stereotypical Sauvignon Blanc / Riesling, Chardonnay, etc.
And with that strong Italian heritage, they've had to do something. There was a lot of tobacco grown up in the King Valley area, of course. Instead of doing that, the Italians, mate, they've got to grow something, so they've put all their energies into wines, and some of the wines coming out of there are brilliant, savoury, really delicious, perfect, in this case, little kind of barbecue wine, or a bit more. I reckon it's pretty delicious.
Absolutely, it's a serious style. I mean, you're looking in that 89 points. This is a $25 retail wine. It is an absolute easy drink, and it's got a great story behind it. Something to talk about, of course, at your dinner party.
And with Arnaise, drink them young, drink them fresh. Don't worry about aging them. Drink them young, drink them fresh.
And because they're under screw cap, obviously going to keep fresher.
The second wine we're going to have a look at is a Tempranillo. And
Tempranillo.
I like saying Tempranillo.
That sounds
it's
very
a Spanish
Australian.
grape variety. This one is running with bulls, raging with bulls, dancing with bulls. Who knows? But this is a beautiful wine from South Australia. It's the Barossa, and it's just really lovely, juicy, vibrant and fun. And one of the things about these dinner party, cocktail party, barbecue scenarios is that it is meant to be about fun. So this is lovely, juicy, bright and fresh. Just like the first wine, enjoy it, not necessarily in moderation. You know how much I love to say that. This is, again, in the same sort of point range, about a 90-point wine. Again, price-wise, we're looking $22. Probably get it a little cheaper at some of the larger outlets. Try your luck. I particularly enjoy drinking this.
It's because it's an easy and approachable style. Goes with a range of foods. Again, a good story behind it. Yalumba is part of the Australian First Families of Wine, very much so. Also part of that is the Tyrrells, which is our next wine. Now, these two wines...
Yeah, we're getting a bit more serious. I'm going to slip into something less comfortable.
Put your jacket on. Now the next two wines, let's think about it as a little serious dinner party, okay? There's lots of international people, there's the prime ministers and presidents and all that sort of stuff coming along. So let's serve a wine that has a great, strong Australian heritage. Now Tyrrells, again, part of the Australian First Families of Wine. This comes from the Hunter Valley. It's the Tyrrells Vat 1 Semillon, an absolute iconic Australian wine. Beautiful. Semillon is one of the most, Australian Semillon for that matter, is unique in the world of wine.
Absolutely unique. Nowhere else on the face of the planet makes wines in this style.
Absolutely. So why not put it in front of people and get them to encourage them to drink it and show it off? I mean, why not? I mean, this is an absolute no-brainer. 96-point wine, lovely lemon pith, nice little bit of texture, starting to show a little bit of a toasty character because it's coming from 03.
Only just. It's 7 years old.
But it's still got a beautiful line and length to it. It is a super special wine.
And now the last one we're going to look at, by the way, that was a $55 wine. The last one we're going to look at is what I consider to be from the new royalty, if you like. Tim Kirk makes this one. Clonicular Shiraz Viognier is one of the leading lights, the bright stars, one of my go-to wines all the time. This is one of his less expensive wines in the Hilltops region, but I tell you what, in terms of complexity and packing a punch and showing all of the svelte, sexy, silky Shiraz stuff you like, almost roasted meat character with spice and dark red fruits. This wine's got it all, and at the lowly price tag of about $28, 94 points. Beautiful stuff.
And also, it's hey, in Canberra, it comes from around that area with the main winery. Well, this one's Murray Bateman, but it's not too far around the corner. But
it is the Canberra district.
It is Canberra district, absolutely. Now, I think the whole thing, sometimes in Australia we tend to apologise for being Australian, apologise for having Australian wine. Well, we've had enough of it, haven't we?
So we're not going to apologise anymore. And on that note, we're going to say goodbye. So cheers.
Cheers.